Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we're going to be talking about Hope, who is going to be getting his rework and his brand new FR weapon. We also have Kefka, who is going to be getting his rework as well, and both of these two characters alongside with Papalimo are going to be getting their force level enhancements unlocked. But any of these characters worth chasing for in the upcoming banner. We're going to be talking about Kefka briefly, but I definitely want to focus on Hope because Hope is actually pretty solid FR charger, and what he actually brings to the table is actually pretty good and could actually be a bit future-proof, at least for the next couple of months, for a couple of reasons, which we'll get into towards the should you pour portion of the video. So do let me know down in the comment section below what your plans are going to be. If you're going to be pulling for Hope's FR weapon, are you going to be pulling for Kefka's kit, whatever it is that you're going to be doing, do let me know down in the comment section below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we're first going to start off with Kefka's skill 1, which gains 2 uses. It deals 3 AoE HP attacks that recovers 50% brave in between HP attacks. His skill 2 also gains 2 uses, and it deals 4 AoE HP attacks with Brave Potency increase. Now with his EX passive, it adds an 80% Brave damage up, 40% Brave gains up, and a 40% stolen and gained Max Brave overflow up. His EX now deals 5 single target HP attacks with 50% splash damage that expands Break to all enemies. His Meteor Plus command now deals 6 HP attacks, then triggers the HP follow-up attack that recovers 50% brave in between HP attacks. It also extends any active buffs that he has by 1 turn, and it also has instant turn rate. Now at the start of quest, Kefka starts off with his Dancing Mad buff for 6 turns. His LD now deals 5 AoE HP attacks that recovers 20% brave in between HP attacks and grants the Dancing Mad buff for 12 turns. Now with Hope, his rework for his skill 2 now has instant turn rate as long as you have the Protect Light passive equipped. At the start of the wave, all enemies start off with the D-Shell debuff for 4 turns. His LD increases party HP heal to 80% of max HP up to 80% of max HP. It deals 6 HP dumps with Brave Potency increase that recovers 50% Brave in between HP attacks and recovers party Brave by 40% of the HP damage dealt after the last HP attack. And it now deals 4 HP damage to all enemies. Now his EX deals 5 HP dumps with Brave Potency increase that recovers 50% Brave in between HP attacks, increases HP heal limit to 50% and can now overflow to 130% of max HP. Now when it comes to his overhead, it gains the following, and now this is based off of the levels on the total amount of party buffs that are currently active while Hope is on the team. So as you can see here, I put like a little legend in the bottom. I'm not going to read through all of it, but I went ahead and set this up so that way you guys can pause the video and see exactly the amount of party ores that now his overhead is going to be providing to the party. Now, his Brutal Sanction command, which is this Change Brave command, now deals an AoE Brave plus 2 HP attacks that deal splits HP damage, recovers 20% Brave after each HP attack, party HP heals by 50% of the HP damage dealt, up to 20% of max HP, and increases his EX recast gauge by 20%. His Retributive Blast command, which is this Change HP command, now deals 3 HP attacks with 50% splash damage, increases 50% Brave in between HP attacks, increases party except self Brave by 50% of the HP damage dealt after the last HP attack, and increases EX recast gauge by 20%. With its C65, it got extended to 7 turns. It increases the party's Brave gain to 50% of max Brave and adds a 10% party Brave gains up. Now with El Naj as his partner, Hope's FR deals 3 HP attacks that does split HP damage, grants the physical and magical damage resist buffs to the party for 8 turns, a 35% speed up to the party for 8 turns, inflicts the D-Shell debuff to all targets for 6 turns, and recovers 1 use of Hope's skill 1 and skill 2, and his FR does have instant turn rate. Now his FR conditions are as follows. a 20% increase whenever the teammate except for Hope recovers Brave to the party except self, a 40% increase whenever Hope recovers Brave to the party except self, and a 30% increase whenever the teammate, when the teammate's turn passes while the party has greater than or equal to 13 buffs. So we're going to start off with Kefka and whether or not you should pull for him before we talk about Hope. But I want to keep things short with Kefka. For those who may not know, Kefka, he focuses on inflicting debuffs, and the more debuffs that he does have, the more of a higher Brave and HP damage output that you are going to get, especially whenever you have his BT effect active. Depending on the amount of buffs, or excuse me, the amount of debuffs that you have inflicted onto the enemy will equal to higher HP damage and Brave damage that everybody in the party is going to be dealing. And the good thing about Kefka is able to inflict a good amount of debuffs, but that can also be a bit of a con as well, because, like, you know, some of the debuffs that that he is able to inflict, which will be like defense down, speed down, attack down, you know, it might not be debuffs that you want to have, because, like, let's say you want to be able to inflict other debuffs that are a little bit more important, or you have reasons to do so. Let's take example like the Rajan debuff card, which, you know, is able to prevent debuffs from being inflicted on your team. You know, kind of like things like that. So you kind of have to, like, in a way, like if you are considering using Kefka, but at the same time, like, you are trying to inflict other debuffs, you want to kind of like time that out and like try to get the other debuffs in before Kefka just starts spamming his own debuffs. Because not only that, but he does have other debuffs like blind. He has HP attack disable. So, you know, those are other things to kind of like look at whenever you are thinking about using Kefka. Again, his BT effect, it focuses on increasing Brave and HP damage. The enemies that cleanse or prevent debuffs from being inflicted onto them is going to hurt Kefka a lot, just overall with like his damage output, and just in general, like it's just gonna be, it's gonna make it sort of like there's no reason for you to bring Kefka. Like, Kefka would be a terrible option for a set fight. Overall though, like, Kefka, he's a good option for a damage dealer slash debuffer, but he's not like a top tier choice. So like, and especially like with like some of the recent DPS characters that we have had, whenever you, like, you know, because more than likely, like, there are going to be players that are going to be comparing like damage outputs to like Tifa, Renoa, Minu, so on and so forth. So I mean, like, you know, if there's like one little thing that is not like comparable to any of like those three recent characters, then people are probably going to ignore him. But like Kefka though, he's an option. He's definitely not needed in my opinion. I feel like with like other like debuff calls or just like other debuffers, I feel like you could probably do good with not pulling for his kit for those who do not have him or thinking about it. But for those who already have him, who already have him BT Plus and whatnot, you're pretty much going to be getting a free upgrade, and you do get his force enhancements unlocked. Now, when it comes to Hope, Hope Hope is like in a way like the complete opposite of Kefka, because like he is going to be more focused on pretty much being able to reduce Brave and HP damage that is going to be affecting your team. The debuffs, or not debuffs, but the buffs that he is able to grant to the team will not only benefit him when it comes to his FR, but at the same time though, like, it's going to benefit whenever you have like incoming attacks that you want to try to avoid getting broken. With Hope, with those buffs and the overhead that he does have, is going to help out in reducing the incoming Brave damage by a very big amount. And you're gonna notice that immediately for those who do decide to pull for his kit, you're gonna notice that he is gonna be very, very helpful in the upcoming Bhunivelze fight. So with him having all of the buffs and the party auras that he does provide, he's definitely a very solid choice. Now again, when it comes to the party auras that he does provide, depending on the amount of buffs that you have active on the party, will equal to some of the strong percentages that you can actually get out of him. Like I had mentioned in the slide earlier in this video, he provides the party with max Brave up, attack up, stolen max Brave, overflow up. But the big ones is going to be like HP damage up, 30% as long as you have 13 or more buffs active on the party. Brave gains up 30%, Brave damage resist up 30%, and then HP damage resist up, which is going to help out tremendously alongside with the buffs that Hope is already going to be providing. You know, it's pretty much going to make any like incoming attacks from the enemy just not deal hardly any damage. So like he overall, like for the upgrades that he actually got now, he is pretty much taking it to like the next level. Now, Brave Battery for Days is another note that I put on here for him, and that's because like his skill 1, his skill 2, well, pretty much like really all of his skills is going to be providing Brave to the party. So like, I mean, when it comes to like having a good amount of like Brave to start off your HP attacks for your other teammates, I mean, like, I mean, if Hope went before they did, then I mean they're gonna start off with a great amount of Brave and whatnot. He does provide great healing, and he now has HP overflow in his EX, which is great. So you now have like another option to be able to not only be able to reduce like all the damage and everything like that with like the buzz, party aura, so on and so forth, but you also have HP overflow in case like the enemy breaks through all of the defensive auras that Hope is providing. Now when it comes to his FR, some players may debate and say that maybe his FR is not necessarily needed, and especially for the upcoming fight, which technically you are not wrong, because like really the most that you're going to be using Hope is going to be like pretty much everything else aside from his FR. But the thing is though, like with his FR, he is able to increase his HP damage bonus very, very high, like 100% high. So like on average, you can easily get over 100%, if I remember correctly, like roughly around like 120%. Because one thing to know about his skill 1 and his skill 2 is that whenever you do use it, since it is technically counted as an FR charging ability, he does add an additional 50% whenever you do use it during force time. So that will on top of like the percentages that or on top of the FR conditions that he is already meeting, he is also going to be adding to that with that additional 50%, making it so that you can increase his HP damage bonus on his FR pretty high. And not only that, but like when you think about it, there are other FRs later down the line where you can actually take advantage of that additional increase and be able to increase it at a pretty high rate as well. So like and there are like a few characters that you can actually use to be able to take advantage of this. Like I have seen some JP players who have actually maxed out on the HP damage bonus for Hope, and actually used that Anna Cross whenever she got her next rework and her FR to maximize her damage output for some easy like 3-shot kills. So like, you know, that's kind of like an example of like some kind of like crazy shenanigans that you can actually do with Hope. So like Hope, like really, like if you are running on like on a bit of a budget, and if you think that you can actually take advantage of like the defensive auras, the offensive auras that he provides, party auras and whatnot, buffs, etc., like at the most you can at least go up to his LD, because remember with that debuff, that debuff inflicts a magic resist down debuff, which I know that if I'm not mistaken there is another character that is able to apply that as a debuff as well. But in general though, like you, like at the minimum, if you are running on a budget, you can at least go up to his LD if you think that either you don't have the required amount of high power stone to max out his FR, or if you think that, you know, like that you won't need it, then at the most you can go with that. But if you already have his LD, then like you're pretty much like good to go on that, and like you can easily use him for the upcoming fight, because the upcoming fight is kind of crazy, because you do have a lot of enemy stuff. It's probably like the best word that I could put it. You do have a lot of enemy mechanics, that's the word that I'm looking for, that you have to put up with the upcoming fight, and Hope does become a very solid choice for that fight. You know, obviously because he is synergy for that fight, but you do also have a few other characters as well. If you're curious to see about said fight, I will link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. I will link the gameplay that I recorded for that fight so that you can kind of get an idea of like how Hope works and whatnot, etc, etc. So if you're curious to see like what shenanigans I put up with when it first got released in JP, you can check that gameplay out. But in my opinion though, is his FR necessary? I would say no, unless you are wanting to take advantage of his FR for some easy increase in the HP damage bonus. If not, I think you would do just fine without it, in my opinion. So but other than that though, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think about Hope's upcoming rework in his FR, if you're going to be pulling for it or not. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.